since returning to WWE, you've enjoyed a lot of firsts in your career, broken down a lot of barriers, and now you can add being on the cover of WWE 2K24 to the list. I know your goal is to become world champion, but as you hit all these tent poles along the way, how significant is this one to you?
I put it up there as the highest of highs in terms of its significance. 2K, just unbelievable organization, and to be in the same conversation as a Kobe Bryant, as a John Cena, Rhea and Bianca as 2K cover athletes. It's hard to have a bad day when something like that is put in front of you. I know we've worked hard, and I can pat myself on the back all day long. The reality is I just feel very lucky.
There's a lot of huge additions to WWE 2K24 that fans have been asking for a while now. There's special guest referee matches, ambulance matches, casket matches. There's a 40 years of WrestleMania showcase mode. Knowing that you're a gamer, I was wondering what feature you're kind of most looking forward to trying out.
I think what I'm looking forward to most, I know a lot of people were really tickled and excited to see casket matches, but I think the feature I'm looking forward to is the showcase itself, because now you've got the showcase of the Immortals, you've got 20-something matches, and you've got a look at WrestleMania history, because WrestleMania history is WWE history, is just sports entertainment and pro wrestling. It shapes it all, especially what happens at WrestleMania 1, WrestleMania 10, everything just is shaped by the big event in sports entertainment we call WrestleMania. So to be able to play in that, to finish your story or change a story, whatever it may be, that's special.
You're featured on the standard edition of WWE 2K24, and as you mentioned, Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley, they're on the deluxe edition, and that marks the first time that two women have shared the cover of a WWE 2K video game. As a wrestler and as a father of a daughter, how big of a deal is that to you?
Well, I think representation is so important, and you couldn't have found two better ladies and women's stars and just general stars in our industry than Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. So for me, it would be the same as if a John Cena was on the cover. They've done the work. They truly are. If you come to these live events, or like today we're at Raw, SmackDown, all the PLEs, the response that people have to a Rhea Ripley, the response that people have to a Bianca, there's a real connection. And you mentioned being a girl dad. That we've grown up in this era of seeing that come to life and seeing that fight and that struggle and that continued struggle for representation, for funding, for all the things. And I hope I can be an ally and advocate for that always, for my own daughter and for everyone else's daughter.
For those who pre-order WWE 2K24, they can get the Nightmare Family Pack, which includes a ton of extras, including a My Faction manager card of your dog, Pharaoh. Talk a little bit about his inclusion in the game, and how cool that is for you.
Anytime Pharaoh is brought up or talked about, or in this case, immortalized by the team at 2K, it's more touching than people realize, because when my father passed away, Pharaoh, in the strangest of ways, embodied a lot of my dad, and I had this connection between my dad and the dog, and he just became kind of my watcher, my protector. Now he's Liberty, my daughter, he's her protector, and he's an old man now, he's 12, curmudgeon, just wants to lay around, but he very much, there's a deeper bond than I've ever had with any animal, and as he gets older, and, I have less time with him, I'm blown away. I was scared we would start selling these, Pharaoh plushies at the live events, and nobody would want them, or nobody would know who it is, and they sell out, or nearly sell out, every single night, so he's earned his way into, he's a leading member.
You're an odds-on favorite to win the Royal Rumble this weekend, and if you do it, You join Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin, three of the greatest of all time, as the only superstars to win back-to-back Rumbles. What would it mean to you to be able to be mentioned in the same sentence as them in that same company as back-to-back Rumble winner?
Well, I think the big thing is it's validation for the fans that I have now. I mean, it was not always easy to be a Cody Rhodes fan, and whether you just jumped on board or whether you've been there from the beginning through the different incarnations of myself, it would be validation. It would be vindication for them. They believed and they were right. And to be the first guy to go back-to-back since Stone Cold Steve Austin, the most prolific sports entertainer of all time, the most profitable top draw ever in the industry, again, like I said in the beginning, I'd be very lucky to hear that, and hopefully, being the odds-on favorite, hopefully the odds are in my favor as we head towards the Royal Rumble.
There's obviously been a lot of speculation about WrestleMania and what the card's going to look like, because you have CM Punk back in the fold, and he's a top Royal Rumble contender along with you. You have The Rock calling out Roman Reigns. From your perspective, how do you kind of see your road to WrestleMania playing out and ultimately concluding in Philly?
We just talked about it. I'm winning the Royal Rumble, and then I think we're supposed to wait and say, hey, this is who I want to challenge. But if anyone's been watching the story, then they know exactly who I want to challenge and when I want to challenge them, and right the wrong that happened at WrestleMania 39. And as far as CM Punk, that's one of the things that makes tonight's face-off and makes the Royal Rumble itself so special is CM Punk also feels very strongly and deeply and passionately that he is going to win the Royal Rumble. And I don't know if in the past there's ever been this amount of top talent. Jey Uso, Drew, Sami Zayn, this amount of top stars who are vying for it, who have a true opportunity. And lastly, you mentioned the great one, The Rock. Nothing but respect for him. And I mean, I went and saw Jungle Cruise. I'm a Rock fan, but I don't think he's the type that would come in and meddle with a story that's been being told over the last 2 years. I think he's probably up to something else. But you never know with WWE. So I'll be watching just like everybody else when I'm not wrestling.
Cody, thank you so much for doing this, and congrats again, and good luck to you moving forward and in the Rumble also.
Thank you, my friend, very much.
Thank you.